EA decided to add in Reinier to the UFC 5 roster. So for the most part, if you're a grappler for the most, you're definitely going to enjoy this pick. He has very high submission offense, submission defense, very great takedowns, great knees to the body, great clinch, and deadly submissions. So we're going to put that to work in all of our fights. We're going to be using a lot of knees more than usual because that's kind of his style, using that like Dutch kickboxing type of style where it's a lot of knees and combination with knees. Unfortunately, in UFC 5, you can't really combo off of knees like fluently without getting countered easily. So we're going to just have to, just randomly time them, use the clinch to land some as well, and eventually drag our opponent down and, try to submit them, of course, because his submission offense is 98. So deadly submission artist, especially for middleweight, because so far I think we only have Khamzat, DDP, and GSP's pretty good too. Not like a submission artist, but as far as in like a grappling, fighter pick. So having more of those grappling picks is pretty cool. We're able to take his back, drag him down to the ground. See which way he goes. He goes up, we deny. Just taking my time seeing where he's going to go. He goes up. I don't mind, him moving around. We're just making him work at the end of the day. He goes up, so we're going to hold L2 and R2 and flick up to get this beautiful Von Flute counter. And if you guys want to make this submission even deadlier, what you can do is hold L2 when you're in the Von Flute and turn it into an arm triangle and make it one of the strongest entries in the game so they can't race out of it, or even take full mount off of that counter, which is pretty deadly in itself. We're going to be able to land that Darce choke and get Izzy up out of there. Not sure who this is. I think it's Tom Breeze. So, I am doing a showcase, so regardless of who my opponent picks, I'm still going to go Reinier. But man, what an impressive performance he displayed against, Robert Whittaker. Definitely silenced a lot of the critics. I knew he was legit when he handled Holland very easily. Not saying Holland's like, the most elite of the elite, but for the most part, Kevin Holland's not going to lose to a bum for the most part. Like, if you're able to beat Holland, like, easily, you're definitely legit, in my opinion. The GM3 fight, kind of got tired, found his way into the submission. So I wasn't sure. I'm like, man, I was seeing that GM3 fight. I'm like, I don't know if he could beat Whittaker. But he was able to basically drown him with that pressure, time those knees, and just have Whittaker so tired. He had a lot of inactivity in those later rounds, which definitely costed him in a very close competitive fight. But I would love to see him versus Fluffy now. RDR versus Anthony Hernandez, after what we just seen Anthony Hernandez do to Delitze, would be a crazy clash of styles. Because speaking of clashing, yeah, we got him with one tap right there. But that's mainly Anthony Hernandez's style. He will like to clash into you with the clinch, make you work, get you against the fence, and it was beautiful to watch, But he's mainly just trying to make you work, and DC was saying he's very similar to Cain Velasquez in that type of way. So, but if you have someone that's great at timing knees, like if you're able to land like well-timed knees even on Whittaker, someone with like elite level striking at middleweight, like I could see him landing a lot of good knees on Fluffy and possibly getting him tired or even finishing him like that, so I would love to see that matchup, because right now you got Kyle versus Amanov for a title shot. You got DDP versus Khamzat this weekend, which I got to do some showcases on them, breakdowns, my opinion on who's going to win, how they're going to win, He reverses us right there. We're still landing our knees, so it's going to definitely drain that stamina. We get a nice takedown. We turn it down. He goes up. If he goes up again, we're going to hold L2 and R2, and look at this. We're going to flick up, and we get that Darce choke counter. Learning these submission counters are great, especially if you love grappling or if you have to grapple in certain fights. There's some fights where someone gives me trouble a little bit on the feet, and sometimes you need to grapple. It's MMA, so never feel bad for grappling. Sometimes you have to. But for the most part, we're just going to work from here. Let's see what he's going to do. If he's going to panic, he goes to the left. We deny. He goes to the right. We deny again. We're going to go for the Kimura. Let's see which direction he goes. He goes to the right. And yep, that's all she wrote. I'm always gonna tell you guys which way to like deny, because not everyone knows every single denial. So hopefully people will learn from every video some transitions. They're pretty easy to memorize for the most part. Like if a fighter's moving in a certain direction, that's usually where you deny. Or if you see a certain hand move, yeah, we get rocked early right here. Gotta be careful because we're using the knees. I'm not like a knee spammer, so like I'm not sure. I'm not the greatest at timing knees. I time a few of them, but that's pretty much my biggest weapons. As RDR, we got a good 1-2 and pretty solid teep kick. Knees, clinch, submissions, and grappling. That's our main, bread and butter for damage and being able to finish a fight. So let's see what we're gonna do here. Just taking our time. Still landing those knees. Probably go for a clinch soon because, he is against the fence. Yep, there we go. We're going to take the back. We're going to drag him down. He doesn't deny this, so we don't even have to drag him down at all. Unfortunately, that's a little bit of a bug where you take the back or even jump on the back. It doesn't turn the camera fast enough, but we deny up, and we're going to go for a triangle choke. And then he goes left. See how his left hand moved right there, or moved on the left side, so that's how you know it's left. Just visual cues like that are very, easy to catch once you notice it. So we rock him right here. We're going to hold R1, L2, and flick down for that free armbar entry. That was only possible because we rocked him in top mount. He has to be rocked or else you can't do it. But I would say it's a beautiful showcase for RDR. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more content.